give it all to you. And trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what I'm seeing. You can have it if you dream it. Just be brave and you'll achieve it all. It all. I wanna know if you really want it. And if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. I wanna know if you really need it. And if you do, then just shout it loud and clear. Loud and clear. Loud and clear. Loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear. Loud and clear. Loud and clear. Loud and clear. Shout it loud and clear.
Hi, everybody. Let's get started here. Good evening, folks. Good evening. And yes, thank you very much for that. Congratulations on the Bills. Bills beat the Kansas City Chiefs 30-21 this afternoon here. And that's a good thing because I really didn't want, Taylor Swift's boyfriend to win. I don't know why. Jealous. Yeah. She's in Toronto this weekend, and I believe next weekend as well. So I know that some people were trying to get tickets. Good luck with that. Couldn't get tickets. So anyway, all right, you are there. I am here. Good evening, everybody. Let's get the show started here. And I think if I hit this button here, it should work. Let me hang on a second. Here we go.
Recording in progress.
All right, again, good evening, everybody. Welcome to DayTradeSPY.com's Week Ahead, Intro to Trading, whatever you want to call it here. Every Sunday night, we've been doing this now since 2010. Can you believe it? We are now in our 14th year. 14th year. Actually, I think it's our 15th year, isn't it? So, yeah, anyway. All right, let's get started here and talk about what's kind of gone on and what's going on and what we got for you. So I'm going to give you a second or two to read this disclaimer and let you know that who's responsible? It ain't me. It's you. All right. I'll be back in a few seconds here. Okay, there. While you're doing that, of course, I was getting set up. You alone are responsible for all your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. Okay, let's get started, folks. All right, there I am. There I am in living color. Okay, living color. Isn't that what they used to say back in the 60s? Living color. How's my hair? Good to see you all. Good to see you all. You think I can't see you? I can see you too. So I can see it too. And I see some of you guys there. You're in your shorts. That's okay. All right, gang. Listen, there's a questions box. You'll find the little questions box icon on your Zoom dashboard. Just click on that and go ahead and ask whatever you want. I'm the only one to see the questions. All right. By the way, I'm joking about that. I can see you. I cannot see you, and don't worry about it. That was a little humor, but I know some people believe that. So anyway, all right. So questions box, you'll find the icon on your Zoom dashboard. Yeah, they changed things around in Zoom here recently, and it's kind of tough to find things. I was searching for the YouTube live feed. I finally found it this week. I know last week I couldn't find it, so this week I did. And thank you very much for Mark. Hope you're doing well. Yes, a little under the weather last few days. Finally got out of it, and yeah, it's kind of a tough week for me that way. So anyway, all right. Listen, if you are new on, all right, if you are new to Day Trade Spy, new to Spy, new to options, whatever, let me know in the questions box. All right. The reason I say that is because there's if everybody here has been here before and nobody's new, you've seen it all, everybody's seen it all. I'm going to kind of skip over that first part about why spy, why options, why day trade spy options. But if you are new, then I'll tell you a little bit about what we do. If not, then we'll certainly skip over it. So, all right, as I sip my tea, hot lemon tea. Okay, actually, it's peppermint tonight. So, I'm one of your hosts. Our other host is Aaron, and he has the night off tonight. We gave him the night off tonight. So, I come from the corporate America background, like so many other corporate America people after graduating from college, getting my degree, going out, getting your job, and all that stuff. I used to work hard, hand off a lot of my money to my financial advisor to invest in my future for my retirement. Then one day when I realized he had blown out half my account, I seized my account, took it over from him before it blows the whole thing away, and wasn't very happy. We had some words. I had to learn how to do this myself. Learned a couple very important things today. Very important lessons that you need to know too. If you don't know them already, I'm sure you do. Number one is nobody cares or should care more about your money than you. It is impossible for anybody else to care more about your money than you, right? And that's the way I felt. That's when I realized that these financial advisors, they didn't really care about me. They just use me, I'm a pigeon. That's what they call it, where they just use my money so to, further advance their agenda. And they're certainly going to just, promote and push their products, whatever the flavor of the day is. And if they happen to make me some money, great. If not, so what? Tough luck, right? Anyway, I learned a few things that I can do this myself, and I did. And I figured out a few things that worked very well for me. And that's when people took notice about what I was doing. That's when they sort of coerced me into showing them what I was doing. And put up a rudimentary website so I can display what I'm showing what I'm looking to do every morning. And that was the start of Day Trade Spy. That was back in 2010. And now we're still going very strong. Here it is, 2024, and we're still pushing strong, and we've I guess you can say over the many years, we have taught thousands and thousands of people around the world how to day trade SPY options. Are we perfect? No, there's no system that is perfect. But we've learned to minimize risk as best as possible and maximize profits and look for those opportunities. And I could say that most of what I learned from the trenches, deep in the trenches, that school of hard knocks. That's the stuff that I teach. I took a lot of courses, but I found most of those courses a lot of theoretical stuff. And while maybe what they're saying was true, but most of the real nitty-gritty stuff is this the real hardcore stuff that you learn from doing and learning from your mistakes. And I can say that I probably learned a lot more, not probably, I definitely learned more from my mistakes than I did from those things that I did well. Of course, whenever I would have a profitable trade, I would celebrate that. But whenever I would have a loss, I would take the time and go back and try and learn something from this mistake. And I would ask myself, well, what did I see in this trade yesterday to get into it that I don't see today? Should I still be in the trade? What could I have done better? Should I have waited? Should I have gotten in sooner, out later, whatever? What was the reasons? And what can I do to make this better? Should I still stay in it? Should I cut my losses? Should I double down? All these questions would go through my mind. Then I realized that if I do less of what doesn't work and more of what does work, I ended up making some money in the market. So people started taking notice when I started doing very well in the market, and that's when they wanted to know what I'm doing. So that, and of course, the whole teaching aspect, you know, was born from that. So that's what I did. Now, it was in a couple of years ago, actually. Now, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been 2 years. Time has just flown by. 2 years ago, Eagle Financial Products bought us out. And in doing so, they brought in Aaron Stevens. Now, Aaron's a technical analyst. He was from his teens. He learned this stuff back in many years ago. Aaron's, I think, about 41 or something. I'm 69, so I got a few years on the guy, but but I won't let I won't let his lack of age, um, you know, um, substitute for his lack of experience. He's quite experienced, I should tell you. He's actually used to be the technical analyst for a $150 million commodity fund, so he knows what he's doing. He's actually a very astute kind of a guy when it comes to technical analysis. So, and he goes and identifies these excellent longer term high probability trades. So we have the saying that when his indicators, which are completely independent from mine, and when his indicators say the market's going to go up longer term, and my indicators, which are completely separate from his, say that I think the market's going to go up, When our indicators unite, our trades ignite. So now we don't always see eye to eye on this. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes he sees one direction, I see another. And it doesn't mean that one's right, the other is wrong. It's just that one is probably going to materialize before the other. That's all. So, but together we've got a real dynamic duo, and every morning we get together in the trading room, and this is what we do. And I should tell you that they call us the dynamic duo, but I like to call us the morning breakfast flakes. We have a lot of fun too, I should tell you. We have a lot of fun. So. All right. Okay, so my hair looks amazing. Okay, thank you for that, Alexi. Susanna, welcome. She says totally new. All right. Okay, Bill. And thank you for that. So we have fun in the trading room. Sometimes we have a contest to see where do you think SPY is going to close this day, right? And what we do there is you chime in your prediction. This is like around 10:15 in the morning. Well, where do you think SPY is going to close at 4 o'clock? And the winner gets an ebook. So we have fun. We have a lot of fun here. Okay. Thank you for that. Atiba and everybody. All right. So tonight we're going to discuss here why SPY, why now, why day trade SPY. We're going to take a look at last week, look at next week, how we can help you, give you our 2-minute tutorial, and we're going to answer some of your questions. I hope not to keep you too much after 9 o'clock. I don't want to hold you ransom for any longer than I need to. I know that, excuse me, it's Sunday night. You might want to get back with your family or do whatever you want to do, and on a Sunday night. So, folks, why day trade? Why day trade? Well, take an active control over your investments. Let me just elaborate a little bit on this stuff, okay? Again, just like what happened to me, when I let somebody else run my investments, I didn't do very well, or they didn't do very well, however you want to put it. I realized that you do not need, just like you don't need a travel agent to plan your vacations. You never really did. But we used to think that you had to, but you don't really have to. You can plan your vacations now. You don't need a financial advisor either. You see, we all have all this information at our fingertips, just like anybody else. It's just a matter of knowing what to do with it, right? Knowing what to look for, knowing how to interpret it, knowing how the market is going to interpret the information. This is the kind of stuff that we teach you. By taking an active control over investments, even if you lose sometimes, you don't feel quite as bad because you can actually go in and see, well, what went wrong, and you're actually in control. You're in control. Okay. Excuse me. Now you're gonna have some good trades. You're gonna have some bad trades. I'm not gonna kid you. But by controlling your investments, you feel really much a part of what's going on, and you'll realize that it doesn't take that much to actually make some money in the market. All right, and there's something about this beating the market in its own game. I mean, I love to do that. People talk about the S&P. Oh, the S&P went up, 6% last year, whatever the number is, and you're saying, yeah, well, I made 10%, I made 20%. Huge profit potential in this business here, and the rewards are instant. The rewards are instant. I mean, you remember the days you'd go, with your financial advisor, you put your money in, and you check it every now and then, and 6 months later, well, I got 2.5%. You thought that was pretty good. Well, I made 2.5% over the last 6 months. Well, guess what? We don't get out of bed for that. The rewards are instant. You see it right there in your account. You buy something, you sell it a few minutes later, the profit is there. I mean, that is such a nice, cool thing to see. It's very exciting here. Profit potential is unlimited, not just huge, but it's actually unlimited. You're limited only by your own skills. Your own skills, all right? And what I like about this is it keeps your cognitive skills intact. By that, I know that I know some people at this age, and I'm sure you do, who they might have retired from their jobs. They sit in front of the TV, their brain turns into mush, and they die soon after. All right, when your when your brain keeps going, right, your cognitive skills, they're sharp. I also talk to some people in this business who are in their 80s and 90s, and some people in their 90s who can talk circles around me because their cognitive skills are so sharp, their wits are so sharp, it's actually scary. I can only hope to be half of that when I get to their age, if I get to their age. So it really keeps your brain sharp, you're active, and it keeps you young. I think keeps you young. And what I like about it, it's just fun and exciting. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to trading every bit as much every morning as I ever did. So, excuse me. So why day trade SPY options? SPY is the stock that tracks the S&P 500. The top 500 stocks are in this one stock. You don't have to go through and look at individual stocks and sectors and look at all of this other stuff out there. You can just go right on your computer at about 8:30 in the morning, 8:45, and quickly determine where the stock market is probably going to go today. SPY is highly diversified. All the market sectors are there, highly liquid. The fills are quick. The bid-ask spreads are nice and tight, relatively predictable, and forgiving. Even when the stock goes against you, usually if you just wait a little bit, it'll reverse and go back in your direction and give you a profit. And what I like about it, it's affordable. It's just simply the best instrument to trade out there, especially if you're new. If you're new, this is the place to be. It's sort of not that there's any real safety in trading, but it's relatively speaking, it's probably the safest place for you to be. And I think it's just a wonderful place to be. So that's the reason. So why day trade spy? Why us? Who are we anyway? Well, I'll tell you. We have an enviable experience track record. We've got over 40 years of combined experience between Aaron and myself of market experience. Frankly, you can't buy that kind of mentoring. All right. If you were to go and find some mentor out there, you're not going to get it as cost effectively as you will here. We have high technical skills in trading options. We're actually compassionate in trading others. I'll be frank with you, we don't have to do this. Neither Aaron or myself. We can just trade for ourselves for a living, but we enjoy teaching people and we're very compassionate about it. We're very passionate about it and compassionate. Our methodologies range from simple to maybe a little less simple. All right. I know Aaron gets into his deep dive analysis and takes maybe a little more analysis to do what he does. But I like to keep mine simple, and he's a little more. I won't say it's complicated, but a little less simple. Our programs are affordable. Our mentoring programs are affordable, and I'll show you that in a little bit here. We are responsive to your needs. All right. If you need anything at all, we do answer your questions. We try and get to your questions. Now we used to. I had this question come up to me the other day. You don't do any one-on-ones anymore. Frankly, we just have so many people online. We just cannot do one-on-ones anymore. However, we have our Sunday night webinars, Sunday night like this. You can ask questions. Hopefully, we get to them all. We have our Inner Circle Wednesday night meetups where you can ask questions. And we have our trading room sessions every morning where you can ask questions. So we certainly have the facilities with which to ask questions. If you have any sort of administrative questions, simply email customer service at daytradespy.com. They will answer them. And we like to think you are responsive to your needs. Efficient and effective, we respect your time. As an example, and I don't know if many of you have been in some of these other trading rooms where they get on at 9 o'clock in the morning and they're there till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you pop in and out, pop in and out. Well, that's not the way to do it. Okay, because you could pop in at say 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you don't know if somebody's getting into a trade, out of a trade, where they're sitting. You don't know where, unless you've been tracking the whole day, you're not going to know what's going on. We get together, we are very respectful of your time. For example, our trading room, we start at 9:20 Eastern time. We discuss the news that's going to affect the market on this day. And then at 9:30, we look at, okay, what are the trades that we're looking to get into? We look at getting in and out of the trades. By 10:30, we are effectively done for the day. We're effectively done for the day. So you're in with us for a little more than an hour. Hopefully made a few dollars, and you can get on with the rest of your day, right? And that's pretty good. So I like to think that our trading partners are excellent. Your trading partners are excellent. That's us, especially if you are new. We are here for you. All right. Folks, Spy on the Market is a newsletter that goes out every Thursday. It's a free newsletter. All you have to do is Subscribe by going to our website, DayTradeSPY.com. And when the pop-up comes up, just leave us your email address and it'll subscribe you to this free newsletter. It's about a 3-minute read, maybe not even that, 2.5, 3-minute read. Light, relevant, entertaining. And we get into some pretty cool subjects. I think some very entertaining subjects. And this week is going to be, why is trading so difficult when it should be so easy? Why is trading so difficult when it should be easy? I mean, if you think about it, why not just buy something and sell it when it's a little bit more? Sounds very elementary, doesn't it? That's what I always thought it was, but when you start doing it, of course, it's so much harder. You don't know why. Markets go up, they go down. There's no other way they go. They go up and they go down. And if it goes down a little bit, just wait until it comes back up, right? Look and see where the propensity is that the market's going to go. And if it's going to go up, then just buy it. And then when it goes up a little bit more, and sell it. Keep doing that over and over. Rinse and repeat, right? Again, it's a free newsletter, and there's all the past editions are on our website, DayTradeSPY.com. If you go to the website, DayTradeSPY.com, up at the top left, you should see a link to some earlier newsletters. They're actually very popular. People really want to see them. I had one gentleman the other day told me that he loved them so much when he first signed on here recently. I think it's probably about 3, 4 weeks ago. He said he went through all of them and he printed them all off and he put them all in the binder. I thought it was very cool. He's got them all in the binder, and he loves reading them. So he says he's gone through them all now, and I think it's about, I don't know, 60 editions or something like that. So anyway, check it out, folks. It's called Spy on the Market. I am the one that writes that. So another announcement, we've got our charting workshop coming up this Wednesday, November the 20th. I'll tell you about this in a little bit here, 11:30 Eastern Time. Master the same charting techniques we use ourselves every day, right? We teach what we trade, trade what we teach. You're going to become proficient in what we call the yellow brick road, is our exclusive indicator that we use. Nobody else does this. Nobody else does this, right? Learn to understand the technicals, including support and resistance. Watch your email for details and get in on this, okay? Our charting workshop. All right, week in review. What happened here? Well, let's take a look at this. This is what the market looked like from a high of 601 right down about 584. We had a heck of a market there. Well, we dropped about what's that? About 16, $17 here in a few days. It was crazy. So here's what happened on Monday. It was a no low news day. It's also a bank holiday. SPY edged off an all-time high of 601. Just kind of fell over the edge there. Now, being a bank holiday, let me know here, folks, in the questions box, how many of you got caught with your pants down for good faith violation because you traded without having your options settled the next day? Let me know. Because we warned you, it's a bank holiday. Your trades are not going to settle until the following day, which is Tuesday. So be careful if you are in that, in that zone where you might get a good faith violation. Let me know if you got hit with that. All right, Tuesday, we had another no low news day. Hawkish Fed members spoke. Technicals bounced off key support and resistance levels as we were bouncing around there. And coming up on Wednesday, we had some CPI numbers. They came in as expected. SPY rose until hawkish Fed members spoke, pulled SPY back to close just a few cents over the opening price. Thursday is a little bit different here. That's where that Trump trade was over, right? We enjoyed the rally into the Trump trade, and now this was it. PPI numbers were good, but there's concern over Trump's tariffs. He's talking about tariffs, talking about that, and possibly being inflationary. And then Fed Chair Powell came in the afternoon and threw his comments in and talked about that. Well, we're not in any hurry to reduce interest rates quite yet. The market is pretty resilient. And so there's some concern on Friday that investors are going to brace for even longer interest rates. SPY lost about 14 points in 2 days. So we just dipped right down here. Those last 2 days were pretty bad, pretty nasty. And I know some people sitting in puts did very, very well with that. Others are sitting in calls, and we'll see where they go this coming week. All right. Week in review, the market gave back A lot of the robust post-election gains. S&P dropped about 2%, but still over 23% for the year. CPI numbers in line with expectations. Inflation is likely to settle in the 2 to 3% range longer term. And again, there's uncertainty around tariffs. Well, that sparked some cautionary sell-offs. Overall, entering a seasonally stronger period into the end of the year. The last couple of months, usually a little bit to the upside there, a little positive news. And we're going to get into the Santa rally, I guess, in about a month's time or so. Positive fundamentals continue to underpin the bull market. Just came off a series of, excuse me, of earnings reports, right? And Fed Chair Powell indicated there's no rush to cut interest rates due to the economy's resilience. That's the week in review. Here's what the charts look like. US CPI and PPI. All right, producer price index, consumer price index, inflationary rates. Inflation rates have been trending towards that 2% since peaking there a couple of years ago through COVID. And it looks like if things continue to go down there, hopefully inflation will actually settle in around that 2%, which is what they're looking for. We'll see what the new administration does on that one. So, and here are the numbers, down 2.1% on the S&P this week, still over 23% year to date. NASDAQ is up still over 24%. The Dow is still holding steady at 15.3 year to date. All three indexes or indices, however you want to say that, are down for the week. Okay. All right, as we move along here, okay. This is the seasonal charts. For those of you not familiar, the blue line is where SPY is now, and the red line at the bottom of this chart is where the averages of the closing price of the last 5 years, daily chart, closing price on the daily chart. So you can see we're quite a bit lower there, but going to zoom out and then zoom back in here as we zero right into the last week. You can see historically SPY actually rose about 4 points last week, but seasonally, SPY remained relatively flat for the following week. Relatively flat for the following week. We'll see where it's going to go this week. Coming up in the week ahead, Monday, another low, no news day. Tuesday, we got building permits, housing starts. Wednesday, another low, no news day. Kind of a quiet week at the beginning anyway. Kind of a nice little reprieve from what we had a couple weeks ago when we had, the elections and of course, the Fed fund rate and all that stuff. Thursday, we got our normal unemployment claims, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, and existing home sales. And on Friday, we've got S&P Global Manufacturing PMI report and also their services PMI reports coming up. And University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment and also inflation expectations report coming up on Friday as well. As far as volatility, look for low volatility Monday through Wednesday and elevated volatility Thursday and Friday. Kind of looking at here, expect markets to be range bound somewhat early in the week, possibly rise somewhat to recover some of last week's losses, but with lower volatility. Take profits when you get them. Don't hold out for some massive moves. Now, I could be wrong because of this massive drop that we had in the last couple of days on the market. We could see a reversal. I don't know how strong that's going to be, but now if there is going to be some strength into that and giving the indicators, well, then ride it up. But be ready to just kind of go in and out, take some small gains along the way, and you may just be all right on that, all right? So we'll see what happens. All right, Daphne, here's our girl, Daphne. What a lovely lady she is. And she says, join me in the trading room where I help you find those opportunities. Our trading room, folks, not really going to talk too much about our trading room tonight, but know that we do this every morning. If you want some more information about our trading room, well, you can always go to our website. Although I will say that to get the better price, don't necessarily buy it on the website, but you can actually probably get a better price if you just simply email customer service at DayTradeSPY.com. Tell them, say, hey, listen, what's your special price on the trading room? And they'll quote you some price that's probably going to be better than the what's on the what's on the website. But our trading, we do it every morning. Aaron and I get together. We host this every morning, 9:20 to 10:30 Eastern Time. We discuss again the market, the news that's going to move the markets, and we get in. We look for our various technical and fundamental indicators that we look at. Make sure things line up. We get in, get out. We do several trades. This is where we execute our strategies. And it's actually a learn and earn situation, all right? It's not a watch you and Aaron trade show. No, that's not what we're there for. We're not there to show us. I mean, we do, demonstrate our trades and that, but it's a learn and earn session. Okay, so the idea here is for you to learn what we are doing. We discuss everything that we're doing. We completely narrate everything, and that's pretty cool. But here, what I want to talk to you about today is a little bit different. I want to ask you, as part of our 2-minute tutorial, all right, I'm going to give you a little quiz here. I'm going to give you a quiz. Okay, so this is a double top. We're going to talk about chart patterns. This is a double top. All right. So what would you do if you saw this chart pattern right here? Now, please answer in the questions box. Answer in the questions box. What would you do? A, buy calls. B, buy puts. C, nothing and wait. Or D, look for more information. What would you do? I'm going to give you a minute here to answer the question here. What would you do in this case here? Just want to see what. Da, 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 da. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. Interesting answers. Kind of all over the place, but okay. I like the answers out here. Okay. Paul H. I like your answer there. CVS. Mike G. Yes. Bingo. Richard L. John H. David G. Wow. Okay, interesting here. Haha. Brian Z. I can tell who the experienced traders are here. Uh-huh. Interesting. Okay. Alex F. Nice, nice. Ask you what to do. Thanks for that, Doug. Oh my gosh. All right. Interesting answers, all of you. All right, the correct answer. No, I don't know. I mean, this is what I would do. All right, I don't know if it's a correct answer or not. Maybe, somebody else will say, well, buy calls, buy puts. Somebody will say nothing, just wait. So C or D, nothing, wait. I would say D, look for more information. And C is good too. Anybody that's C or D, I think I'm gonna say um, well, I don't know about C so much. I'm kind of thinking about C, nothing, wait. Um, there are you could take a position of D. I would say D. Look for more information because depending on time frames and some of the other indicators that we look at, that will give you a pretty good idea whether it's going to pop to the upside or bounce off resistance and go down. Okay, and these are the things that we're going to be teaching you in our chart pattern session. Okay, because if it looks like it's going to pop to the upside, then this is kind of where you want to get in before it makes that pop. Because when that pop happens, you can pick up 10, 15 cents in a heartbeat, right? So it'd be nice to get in just before that pop, right? And then instead of, jumping in after it made the move, in which case you just left, 10, 15, sometimes even 20 cents on the table, depending how fast it goes up. So these are the things that we're going to be looking at. So in this case, I would say that the best answer is D. The second best answer would probably be C. And I don't know. I'm gonna make this into a kind of a maybe not quite the perfect answer, but the second best answer would be nothing and wait. All right, but D would be your best answer. And I would not buy calls or puts yet because we don't know whether it's going to bounce off resistance or whether it's going to bounce back down, bounce off resistance, come down, or poke through. Right. So to me, this is a danger zone. That's what I would look at as the danger zone because this is a very precarious position right here. So the market can go up or it can go down, and I'm going to have some fun with this chart because I found a new indicator here the other day where is it a highlighter pen? Will it go? I know Aaron likes to use this. Will it go up or will it come down? Will it come down or go up? It'll go somewhere, right? Or what it could do is bounce off, go back up, bounce off, go back up, bounce off, and at some point, possibly that might be what happened. We don't know. Or it could go back down. We don't know. So that's a perfect, I would say the perfect answer is get more information so we can where the likelihood direction is. And this is what we're going to be talking about here in our chart pattern workshop. And I want to talk about that because a lot of you had given me answers that were not D. And whether it's buying calls or puts, I think you would do well in the workshop, folks. I think you'd do well in the workshop. Now, many of you, all right, would luck out and you would do very well in that trade because depending on which way the coin flip goes, you would do well with it. But I would like to, before I would get into a trade like that, I would probably like to be a little more assured if there's such a thing as to the likelihood of it going. You kind of want to stack the deck in your favor, in your odds. So for that reason, I would highly recommend our Day Trade Spy chart patterns workshop, because this is what we're going to teach you. All right. So let's see what we're going to do here. This is what we're going to do here. We are going to look at, this is what we're going to do. We are going to master, where to go here? Master a few key patterns we focus on every day. Now, I remember, I don't know, learning this stuff many years ago. I remember reading a book and there's like a million different chart patterns. Oh, gee, this is too much for my little head here. My head's not that big. I don't even know what chart patterns they're looking for. I think they're forcing the chart patterns, but we had discovered that there's actually just a really cool handful of chart patterns that I like to look at, all right? Because there's enough money to be made on just this handful of chart patterns that we use ourselves every day, and that's what we're going to do. All right, so we teach you what we teach you what we trade what we teach, and that's what it's all about. So you're going to learn which support and resistance levels to use, and again, there's a number of ways to determine that. And we're also going to show you why chart patterns work the way they do. Because if you can understand the trader mentality behind that, then I think it really helps. There's a psychology behind this. It's not just that they randomly appear. They don't. There's no randomness at all about this. I don't think there's any randomness in this market. Now, there are markets with random activity, and we don't care about random. We want to see patterns, develop patterns. And you can identify where prices will likely go in this workshop. And you're also going to learn when to enter and exit trades and when to avoid those head fakes. High probability trades, and you're also going to learn how to install our famous yellow brick road. Our famous yellow brick road. This is, I think, really kind of important because when you can determine that. Oh, you know what? I've got all these. I got to get rid of this. There we go. How do I get rid of this close? Okay, there we go. I guess those little dots still keep in there. So our yellow brick road, this is kind of cool. This is an indicator that we use ourselves when we see a chart pattern forming. We install the yellow brick road, and it gives us the likely path of where the market's going to go, and you can trade accordingly. Just go ahead and make your trade, and just patiently sit back and wait. And when the market fulfills the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, just like from the Wizard of Oz, and you get to the land of Oz, and you get your money. You get the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. All right, so and more and more. Not really sure what the more is, but believe me, there's going to be a lot of stuff here. Folks, our chart patterns workshop is going to be held at 11:30 a.m. this coming Wednesday, November the 20th. Now, I know some people might be at a job, working, or whatever. See if you can get an early lunch or, you know, see if you can cut out a bit earlier, whatever. Tell your boss, listen, I gotta go on this webinar here. I'll make it up in at the other end. I'll stay late, whatever. Um, I hate that corporate America stuff. Where you have to be someplace. I know sometimes you have to be, but see if you can make it. All right, kind of like a lunch and learn. So, speaking of which, lunch and learn. Well, and I'll talk about this in the questions box. Okay, lunch and learn. And something else I want to ask you, just a real kind of a quirky little survey I want to do. All right, 11:30 Eastern Time this coming Wednesday, November the 20th. I'm going to be hosting this. Budget about an hour and a half for this session. All right. There's a lot that we're going to be going over, and I also want to see if we can do a trade. I can't promise that because if the setup is not there, we're not going to force the trade. But if there's a setup there, I really want to get in and demonstrate how this works. Because I think there's no better tool with which to learn than to actually execute a trade. And again, we cannot promise that we're going to do one, but we're going to certainly try. So we're going to get through a lot of the preliminary kind of theory quickly. We're going to zero in on the charts, and we're going to go back and see if we can find some trades, maybe some past trades that it executed, whatever. So anyway, we're going to see if we can do a live trade flow. The session is going to be recorded for later review. So even if you do miss it, not a problem. If you cannot make the session, still buy the session and get the recordings. I think it's going to be well worth it. Learn and earn as we attempt a real trade and look at the special price really for a couple $100. I I took my daughter out for a brunch today. You know, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. The price of nice restaurants today is through the roof. I don't know how many of you go for lunch or dinner or brunch these days, but we spent up around, I think it was probably about $80, $90 for a brunch for two. And I'm scratching my head. I'm thinking, look at this place. It's full. It's full. Do people have that much money? They can afford this? Is this an everyday thing or a special or what? And I mean, I'm shaking my head. But I thought to myself, if this was a dinner, I'd be at $200. So, and I have spent more than $200 on dinners. That's not unusual these days. So think of it this way. For a price of a very nice dinner for two, including drinks, I suppose, tax, tip, all that wonderful stuff, you're talking about probably more than a couple $100, a couple $100 possibly, maybe not so much. Depends on where you go, obviously. But for $200, $199, you're going to get this amazing workshop that you can go back and view the recordings time and time and time again. If you master this stuff, if you truly understand this material and it becomes second nature to you, you're going to be able to look at charts. You're going to be able to say, "Oh, I'm not getting in a trade yet. The setup is not there that I'm looking for," or bang, it bounces right out, right off the screen into your face. You say, "I know this chart pattern. This is my money in the bank chart pattern that you talked about." And my favorite chart pattern, I'm going to tell you what that's going to be in the workshop and why I call it my money in the bank chart pattern. Special price, $199. Now, what you're going to do here, folks, all right, we may also take questions, time permitting. I can't promise you that, but if we do have a little bit of time, we will take some questions. I want you to book now to avoid disappointment. Space is limited. All right, and there's going to be a link at the end of this webinar with which you can just go through all of that verbiage at the thing. Don't read it. Just go right to the bottom and buy the webinar. Okay. The Eagle Marketing department is sometimes very let's put it this way. They they could be a little wordy. Wordy. That's the word. So just scroll right to the bottom, click the link, buy the workshop. You're not going to regret it. All right, not going to regret it. So anyway, I love the guys. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I love them to pieces. So, all right, questions. Okay, let's get some questions. And let me see if I can questions. Okay, bear with me while I go through the many questions that have come through the board here. Yes, Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills beat the Kansas City Chiefs 30-21, was it? 30-21. I didn't see the game. Um, calls. Yeah, we had some tough. We had a tough week here with some picks. That's that was tough, and I actually had some losses myself. Every now and then you're going to get these outlier trades that are just going to turn against you. You don't know why, but the idea here is to try and minimize those losses as best as possible or anticipate when it's going to come back up. Now, I'm still holding some calls that are going to expire this Friday, so I'll probably execute a repair on some of those calls. And yeah, we've had some hair-raising trades. This last week was pretty unusual to say the least. But da, da, da. Okay, let me take a look at some of these comments here. Thank you for that, Bill. I read the ebook. Won the ebook. Uh, okay, after hours, SPY rocketed up to 594.54 and then dropped back to previous price. Can you explain what happened? Not really sure on that, Mark. He says that on Friday after hours, SPY rocketed up and then dropped back down. Um, could have been a stray trade that was executed, maybe a market order, and there's a position way up there, and it went up to grab it. When you're going to do market orders, the markets are going to go pretty wild, and they're going to take trades. So I recommend don't use market orders. Always use limit orders, so you know exactly the most that you're going to pay for something and the least that you're going to get for your options. When you use a market order, you're at the mercy of the market. The stock market is going to dictate to you what they're going to give you for your option and what they're going to charge you for it. And it may not be what you think. You might think it's somewhere between the bid and the ask. It doesn't have to be. Okay, it doesn't have to be. You could actually end up paying quite a bit more for an option than what the bid ask is, right? So you want to be clear. I don't want to be clear on that. So, and same when you're selling something, make sure that you use always a limit order. A limit order tells the market that give it to me for this price or better for me, better for me. Okay, not better for the market, better for me. So oftentimes, if you say you want to buy something for $3, you might actually get it for 2.97 or 2.98. Da, 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 da. Okay, Subarno. Okay, I'd say. Sign up for the Signals newsletter. I have a question around the stop loss. Okay, so we don't have a stop loss. What we do, okay, so the Signal is a service that we have. It has been statistically proven to be very, very effective. Is it 100%? No, nothing is 100%, but statistically, this works very well. When you get the Signal, in the next 2 minutes, make your purchase. It's a particular option that we recommend to trade and you're looking for a 5% gain, should come fairly soon, but it could come a little bit later than sooner. But if you don't have it, by the end of the day, simply sell it for the market price. Okay. And these are triggered 3 to 5 times a week in the mornings. They are sent to your cell phone as a text message and also to your email. I recommend that as soon as you get it on your cell phone text, make the purchase right away and immediately put up for sale for a 5% target and then walk away, come back at the end of the day. If it hasn't sold, sell it for the market price. Now, some people, what they do is they say, well, I still think because based on the fundamentals and the technicals and whatnot, might go up the next day, so they might hold on to it the next day. And also, you may be watching it, and instead of making 5%, I've known people that make a lot more than 5%. If the market is going your direction, stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, ride it up right up. And again, we show you this in both the chart patterns workshop and also in our trading room, how to do that. Okay. All right. Will the daily trading briefing be via Zoom? The daily trading briefing, you mean the trading room? The trading room is through Zoom, just like this. So as you subscribe to the trading room, you will get the links for the week on Sundays, and I believe they've been sent out already. So you just log on with the link for the Sunday and log on a few minutes before 9:20, We actually open up the trading room around 9 o'clock Eastern time. We play music. The music's not really there to entertain you. I mean, it is and it isn't, but it's just some nice kind of easy, soft music to. But the reason we play the music is so that you can ensure that your audio is alive and well. I don't know if you've ever been on these webinars where they spend the next, they start the webinar in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. Try this, try that. We don't bother with that. All right. We set up our Zooms, and at 9 o'clock, we play music from 9 to 9:20. And if you don't hear music, check your audio, your hardware, your software, your speakers, your headset, all of that wonderful stuff. Get all that technical stuff out of the way so you can hear us. Okay. This way, we're all ready to go 9:20. The market doesn't wait for us, doesn't wait for anybody. And we want to make sure that we're all set to go. Okay. Mm. All right. Da, da, da. What do you do when the option doesn't come back up? I'm still in the pick of the day from Thursday. Aaron said he's sitting in it. I think I might be in it too. I'm not really sure. I'll have to go back and check to see. Um, so I'm not sure. We're gonna have to take a look at the market tomorrow morning and see where it's gonna go, what the news is coming up and whatnot. Well, it's gonna be a no news day tomorrow, so I think it's gonna be a lot of technical trading. I think what's gonna happen is now we know for sure 100% that the market hits a certain support level and the buyers come in. The buyers recognize a good buying opportunity. They start buying it. When they start buying it, especially the big boys, it attracts other buyers. When buyers start buying it, right, they start pushing the price back up, and very often we fill that gap. I would not be surprised if we see the market push back up here in the next couple days. We're gonna see what happens. So, all right, let me go down and catch some more of these comments here. Oh, wow, we have so many of these. Okay, just bear with me. All right, yes, some pretty good comments about which way would you go off the double top here. Like that. Wait for see what Hugh says. Thanks. Da, 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 da. How do I see the chart? It's on Zoom. Everything's on Zoom. Okay. Yes, the yellow brick road indicator is going to be included in the class. That is going to be part of it. And okay. Da, da, da. Okay. All right, been training for 3 to 4 years, Phil. Okay, good to see that, Phil L. Phil L. He's one of my guys. He's one of these. Phil, if I can use this word, he's one of these mature people, right? Actually, he's got a few years on me. The guy is sharp as a bell. I love this guy. I love this guy. What gets me about Phil, he's got some health issues, but even that, he puts the health issues aside. He still trades. He's very sharp. I hope to be half as sharp as you, Phil. Super guy, super guy. Da, 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 da. Just okay. Trying to get some of these comments here. Is there pent up buying? Okay, SPY rolls last couple points last few minutes on Friday. Was there a volume spike to go with the rise? Is that a pent up buying sentiment? I don't have Friday's chart up. I can't comment on what happened Friday. I apologize for that. Um, how do you repair a trade? That's actually a whole separate webinar. But essentially, what I do when I do okay, let me explain what I do for repair here. Okay, and you guys okay if we go a little overtime here? I was hoping to get it done in an hour, but you okay for if we go a little overtime? So essentially, what I do when I get into a trade, okay, I in my mind will budget say $10,000 for a trade. That's not what I buy, all right? I will buy, say, 10 contracts for, say, $3,000, all right, initially, which enables me to have $7,000 left with which I can go in and inject more capital into the trade to repair it. Now, in a repair trade, I look at a number of things, including how much time is left. Why did the stock go down? What is the likelihood of it coming back up? What time frames are going to come back up? I look at the chart patterns. I look at all of these questions. And then when the setup happens and I see that there's this opportunity that the market's probably going to go back up, I determine how far it has to go to get taken out of this thing. Then I will inject more capital into the trade, bring my average cost down, and I get out of the trade. All right. May not make a lot of money. I may even have to just sometimes cut losses a little bit, but I will try and repair the trade that way. Again, it is a separate section altogether as far as detail goes. Here's a question from Bill. What's the difference between SPY, the pick of the day, and the daily SPY signal? So the signal is sent to your cell phone and email 3 to 5 times a week, based on 5% trade that day or sell it at market open. Really, really good. They're actually both pretty good for if you happen to be working, you can't watch the markets all day. The pick of the day is a little bit different. There we actually, Aaron and I get together and pre-market and analyze which way is the stock likely going to go today, and we will make a judgment before the market opens, and we send that to you through email before the market opens. So that the pick of the day is designed to be purchased right at market open. So you get the pick, and if the market is going your direction, you would buy it right then and there. Look for a 6% gain. You may actually want to hold that overnight. Okay, it's okay to hold overnight because there's plenty of time with that. Whereas the SPY signal is based more on an algorithm rather than a humanly interpretation, which is what Aaron and I do for the pick of the day. The signal is based more on an algorithm that sets up and that is triggered. Okay, so and that goes for 5% or at the end of the day versus the pick of the day, which is 6%, could be held overnight. But again, that's more, a human involvement on the pick than the other one. All right. Okay. Tabitha says, "Yeah, I'm with you. I think the market's going to go back up. Futures are positive across the board at the moment. Thanks for that, John. Good to know that. Does your indicator work on the Tasty Trade platform? All right, so I love Tasty Trade, and I use Tasty Trade for my trades when I trade larger volumes of options that I trade simply because of their commission structure. Tasty Trade, I love it because it's $1 a contract to open, zero to close, up to a maximum of $10 a trade. So if I'm trading 100 contracts, I like Tasty Trade because my commission is only going to be $10. Okay, and I think that's very important. But I'm not crazy about their charts. I know some people do use their charts. Um, you could probably install the Yellow Brick Road. I mean, I put that right on my charts. And if you have the facility with which to draw, yes, you can. So you should be able to do that on Tasty Trade, I'm guessing here. So, all right. And by the way, the inner circle, yes, I do have. I do have. We have our Wednesday night meetups where we answer questions, and every day in the inner circle. So the inner circle, when you get the inner circle, you're going to get you are going to get flash assessment every morning around just after 9 o'clock, between 9 and 9:20 ish, as to the way we see the market going. It's called the morning market analysis. Very brief synopsis as to the way we see the market unfold for the rest of the day. Okay, I believe Aaron sends that one out, and for the most time he does. And later on in the afternoon, evening, you get a follow-up report as to what we actually did, including in the trading room. So it's actually pretty cool. So I have a question for you. Number one, would you be interested in and I'm just throwing this out there, say a weekly or bi-weekly, say a half hour, 45-minute lunch and learn workshop? A lunch and learn workshop. Okay. And let me know, and I don't know what we would charge, maybe even write down what you would be willing to pay for, say, and we take a particular topic. Let's say we take a particular topic, say this week it'll be a brief psychology of trading, what to watch for, or maybe the next week it would be, setting up some think or swim charting tricks, tips, and traps on think or swim, and maybe the following week after that would be how best to enter trades to make sure that you get filled on your fills. Would you be interested in that sort of thing? Let us know. Let me know now in the questions box if that interests you, and if there's enough interest, we might implement something like that. Okay. I'm going to wait until I get some answers on that because if there's not a lot of interest, we're not going to pursue it. Um, yes, and maybe another one would be sharing our trading log, or how to set up a trading log. Lunch and learn, of course. Yes. Wow. Interesting. Okay. I'm glad to see that. Okay, so there seems to be some pretty good response for that. Okay, I like that. Lunch and learn. I know it's kind of getting into your lunch, but you grab your sandwich and you sit in front of the computer and would $50 a session be too much for you on that one? Let me know what you're willing to pay for something like that. Because I know some people wrote in about $50, another one said 60, another one said 45. So I'm looking at $50 to be a kind of thing here. I'm just kind of waiting for some of the comments to come in here on that. But you're willing, yeah, that's good. Okay, well, cool. All right, let me write that down. Okay, one more quick question. I had this question. This is actually pretty cool. And I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Not the price of lunch. We'll have to start making money, not losing it. Yeah, depends where you have your lunch, right? So, folks, I had this question posed to me actually a couple weeks ago, and I was going to ask it last week, but I forgot. I'll be honest with you, I forgot to ask the question. Would This is crazy. Um, People want some swag. I don't know. I guess we got a cult following here. Would you be interested in buying nice golf shirts or t-shirts or something that says Day Trade Spy on it? Let us know if you want t-shirts or golf shirts. Really nice. I think golf shirts would be nicer, right? Something a little better, higher quality. I want higher quality. If we're gonna have our name on it, I want higher quality. That's what I would like. Matt says $5 to little people. No swag. Hell yeah on the swag. No swag. Golf shirts. Let us know if you want swag. Would you be interested? Would you pay for swag? Would you pay for shirts? Okay. Wow. That's so cool. Just curious. All right. I'm not saying we're going to do it. I don't even think it's going to get past first base, but shirts for sure. I think I'd probably want to wear something that says Day Trade Spy on it. I think I would. Be curious. No, no. Thomas says, no, I wouldn't pay for swag. No, 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 no. Okay, Phil still got his yeah, we gave some coffee cups and mouse pads. I still use mine. Where's my mouse pad? I'm not using my mouse pad. I hid it away. I put my mouse pad away somewhere. And I had a coffee cup here too. All right, swag, swag. How about pens? Ball cap. All right, sure on swag. Cool. All right, gang. Well, listen, it's 9:05, and in keeping with my true to my word. Once again, the reminder, folks, don't miss this. All right, seriously, do not miss this. The chart patterns workshop, 11:30 this Wednesday Eastern time. Budget an hour and a half. All right, you're not going to want to miss this, and it's going to be recorded for later review. Learn and earn as we attempt a real trade, and the special price only $199. And you'll get the link after this session. It should pop up on your URL. So I think with that, we're going to call it a day, and we may take questions as well, time permitting. Book now, avoid disappointment. Space actually is limited. All right. And it really is. So you want to make sure that you get in on this one. And again, the link is at the end of the webinar. So, all right, gang. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us here. Hope to see you tomorrow morning in the trading room and on Wednesday morning, 11:30 at the workshop. It's been a pleasure.
And there ain't no stopping now. You're the one. Shine brighter than the moon and the sun. Be great at what you do. Give it all of you. And trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what